There can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
And I'm Wes.
And I'm Brandon.
Well, the gang's all here.
Yeah.
All right. So, welcome, Brandon. Welcome back, I should
Thanks.
say. Good to have you. It's been way too long.
I agree.
All right. Actually, our last the podcast of us reading these cards, people like that.
Did they?
I got some positive feedback from it.
Anything stand out? Or
We
just
need
like
more sad stories.
Well, here we go. Round
Man, that laugh.
if we have Mr. Fudge on here,
2. It would be a lot.
we'd have a long story, wouldn't we?
Yes. Because he would have forgot it twice before he told it once.
All right. So, Brandon, what this is a box of tales, as someone said, and it's interview questions. If you would interview your dad or something and ask him, film and get the answers, keep them for all eternity. We're on early life to midlife, but we're not in the late life stage. The late life question we tried to answer when it was way too late.
About being grandparents.
Yeah. So, here we go. And anyone can actually, Brandon, can you tell me a story or a memory about your brothers and sisters?
Oh, man. Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm an only child, and that's unfortunate. I always wish I knew what siblings would be like. Never really had that opportunity, though. But, hey, can't give you anything on that one.
Good. Good answer.
Good.
Okay. What about you? Do you have any good memories of your sister?
Yep. She, for my 10th birthday, we went to a place called the Peking here. Before it was a buffet, it was like a regular restaurant, which was pretty high class for Monroe, Louisiana in like 1987.
I'm sure it was.
So she said she had to leave early, and she said, "Hey, hand me my purse. Your birthday present's in it." And I opened it. It was an Avengers #2 she got from me at Cardco.
That was nice.
Yeah,
Wow, man.
it's a good memory.
Still got it?
Nope, sold it.
Well, there you go.
Sold that memory.
Yeah. I've got the memory. I don't need the
Made
book.
some bank off of it, baby.
I can always tell that story. It's okay.
There you go.
Is that the one you got to sell twice online?
No, that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So, good deal. Let me see a story from me. I don't know, one I haven't told before. Do I want nice? Do I want sweet? Do I want funny? Do I want terrible?
Say, please, funny.
Yeah.
Please, funny. Okay. When Megan and I first got married, we were moving her washer down these steps, and this old man was sitting on the other end going, "You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong." I said, "What am I doing, man? I'm pulling this dolly down the steps one at a time."
Yeah.
He goes, "No, you're supposed to push it down the steps." I went, something this heavy, I don't think you push down steps.
So you can crush the other person on the other end.
I
of it.
guess. You push it and have someone just put their hand down on it, and they can just push all the way down. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But we did it because he just kept he kept going, "I don't know why y'all doing it wrong." The old man who sits on the front porch and has nothing to say. Dude.
He knows everything.
So I told my brother, I said, "You know what, just for this joker, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So we did it for the washer, and we shouldn't have done it for the washer. I should have done it for a bookshelf or something, which was cheaper to replace. Because, of course, the moment we do it, the belt snaps. And my brother hops on top of it because he doesn't want to get crushed by it and just rides all the way down. Bam! Hits, cracks, breaks open. New washer. And he goes, like I did it wrong again. I was like,
you did it wrong again.
"Jackass, we're doing it the way you want it."
Not on a washer. You got to walk.
And I said,
those
"That's
down.
why you don't push it." I'm glad. Earlier, Wes said he
man.
likes when I get irritated. So.
Boy,
Oh, he is.
it's
All
pretty
right.
good. I have to admit.
All right, how did... do you want to ask Brandon this question?
Come on, man. Let's hear it.
Okay, Brandon, how did your family spend time together when you were young?
Oh. Well, it's dependent on up until about 10. It's usually together, and then after that, it was usually more like separate. It's pretty great, really, being an only child in that environment. It was. We lost him. He's gone.
I guess we're having a technical difficulty.
Whew. Man, those are some feel-good cards there, I tell you. Holy smokes. I guess if they don't hurt, they're not real questions. You know?
Okay.
What's the next one? Who's your favorite parent?
Man, no, I just asked the audience who are there worse human beings than me and Wes right now.
It's good to have friends like you guys.
Okay,
It keeps me grounded. It keeps me grounded.
I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. He won't let me tell one of my favorite stories about him because it's the mean one.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, the thing is, when you're younger, you say things meaner. You don't realize the levity of it.
Correct.
But it's still one of my best stories. So when we get off the podcast, I'll tell
Oh,
you.
man, I can't wait to
And
hear
it's
it.
hilarious. He's not proud of it, which is fine, understandable, but but it was very funny, super funny. But anyway,
What about a green?
how did I spend my family time when we were 11?
Oh, you have to start at 11 also? Start mine at 10.
Yeah, no,
That's my BD, man.
We did. I tell you what, when it rained, or a rainy day or something, or one night, some random night a week, Dad would bring out Monopoly or some old game we'd play with him. So that's kind of how we never did movies because no one realizes back in the day. I mean, there was a movie rental place. But we had a Betamax, There's, VHS and Betamax were still, and even video rentals were still kind of finding their way. It wasn't as common as it got in the 90s,
Right.
and late 80s, to go rent a movie.
Right.
Mid to early 80s, that wasn't one of the options. I mean, it was an option, but when something you automatically thought as a family, if they're going to pay whatever it costs to rent a movie, Mom and Dad are going to rent one.
Right.
Kids are going to bed.
We're getting Die Hard, and you guys are
Yeah,
going to bed.
you guys are going to bed. We're not going to rent a kids movie. Why would
Yeah.
we waste one on a kids movie? That's what Saturday morning cartoons are for. So
You can be happy in the morning.
you'd be happy in the morning.
Shut up,
Here's
don't wake me
here's
up.
a kernel
Eat
of
your cereal.
popcorn. Go to bed. What did you do for family time?
Ooh, boy, you're worked up.
That's a really good question also. Because probably around 10 years old, that seemed to change.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Really.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's like a generational type situation that maybe
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah, I guess things go south
it's a
after
decade thing, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
the hits you used to know.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question. Boy, this is better than I imagined.
Okay.
Okay. Who did you spend the most time with when you were a kid?
Well,
Did you have a
Yeah.
best friend growing up?
yeah, I mean, I had some best friends growing up, man. A lot of them that you guys are familiar with, I'm sure. But
Who was as a kid? Who was your best friend?
I'd say Tim Dow,
Okay.
and Tim Dow, and then Jason Redding, depending on.
Are you still? Bonus question: are you still friends with them today?
Yeah, and in fact, Jeremy Dow that's Tim's brother. I saw him last week. Yeah, so I see him around.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. What about you?
I thought we were talking about as your mom or dad as your best friend.
I want to hear more about that divorce stuff. I want to hear
I am
the pain.
so confused.
You were just awful.
He was so happy.
awful.
He was grinning ear
You're
to ear, and then he
awful.
started hearing like, "Wait, friend,
You're
what?
awful. You're awful.
I want to hear about your pain, man."
Okay. We're gonna have to ask forgiveness after this podcast. All right, go for it. Did you have a best friend as a kid?
Out of my parents? Or
No,
a
it just says,
friend?
who did you spend the most time with when you were a kid? Was it your parents?
I think until you're like running the streets around 7 or 8 years old, that's how you get to have more best friends. But
I mean, we all spent time with our.
You
I
don't
think
say.
my
Are you
first
saying
best
family?
friend
Are you holding back on saying family?
was like,
A shattered family is still a family, man. There's a lot of beauty in mosaics.
No, but the guy you hung out with a lot on the weekends, on Saturdays, on after school. Mine, Bill Jackson was mine. It's funny you always remember their names. I talked to him. He lives in Tennessee now. I talk to him every once in a while here and there.
Bill Jackson sounds like that could be an alias.
It
It does. It sounds like such a generic name.
Yeah,
Like
it's
an
not a
AI
real
generated.
person.
But that was his name, and I definitely will talk to him next month. I'm going to our hometown, which he does not go to anymore, in Mississippi, and I'll always send him pictures.
And where is that?
Or Forest, Mississippi,
Okay.
and that's where we're both from. And I'll always call him or send pictures, and he goes, "Oh man, what are you doing there? Like such a small town and everything." But they have something called the Wing Dang Doodle Festival, and I went last year. Because it was called the Wing Dang Doodle Festival. Why not?
Do they have T-shirts?
Yes, they do.
I need an extra large.
Megan, you got it.
I'd like to get one.
But I think I may go again because last year I ran into my first grade teacher. I recognized her because she looked the same except with white hair. And I said, "Hey, I don't think you know who I am." But I said, "You're Mrs. Henderson, aren't you?" She went, "Yes, I am." She went, "I think I know who you are." I said, "Who?" And she said my name. She said, "I
Dang.
had you in first grade." And I went, how can you tell someone that you knew in first grade that's grown up? I don't know. I like to say I've kept my youth, but not when I was 6. But
You're
that's pretty impressive.
always the same height.
But she knew her entire class. She went, "Yeah, Casey May, who you went to school with, he's here." And Kelly Young, I saw her earlier, and she went and tracked one of them down. The other one had left.
Wow.
And she got my third grade teacher. My third grade teacher didn't. She said, I kind of know you, but I don't know what class I had with you. But my first grade teacher remembered me. Kind of crazy.
My
Okay, we're
kindergarten
moving
teacher.
on. So I'm going to give you I'm going to let Wes is going to read one of these questions here to you. Go for it.
Did your family have any holiday traditions?
Yeah, for sure.
And who did your family consist of during the
Shut
holidays?
up.
So up until 10, thereabout, it was my mom, my dad, and myself. And then, so that was always a lovely time of year, And then,
Did they get together on the holidays?
Up until 10, but after that, my mom
went.
got a new family, and
Got
she
it.
quit coming. We didn't really see her on
Did you have 2
holidays.
Christmases or just one?
It was a version of 2,
Okay.
a very odd setup, but yeah.
All right. It was the other one was awkward.
They both were, yeah.
Oh, they both were.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's
Awkward holidays, huh? As a kid.
it's kind of like if it's not like we had a big family in life, you wouldn't notice 1 or 2 missing, but it's pretty. If one's missing, it's pretty obvious that somebody's not there. So that was nice. Man, I love these cards.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. I swear, after we did the last episode, Wes says we should get Brandon on here. Okay, so Wes, you're just enjoying this too much here. Holiday traditions? Did you have any?
Yeah, I think we talked about like the redneck parade that they would have.
Yep.
Years before it became like a major thing. There was one in Dubog where all it was like a couple of fire trucks and like classic cars, and they were handing out bags of fruit. We talked about this.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I was on that one.
for Christmas.
I was
That's
on
correct.
that.
Yeah. So
Sure was. I was on
yeah.
that one.
And it's just as stupid sounding.
Yeah, as a kid, we made gingerbread houses. You know that
Yeah,
gingerbread
yeah,
house
yeah,
kit?
yeah.
Mom had us make a gingerbread
Never had a
house
chance to make one,
with
but-
the icing. You put the gingerbread. You never
Yeah.
ate that thing until it like rusted, solid. But we'd all make it with different things. That was one of our traditions, I guess. for
But
Christmas.
that sounds all American, man. It sounds like that'd be a wonderful
I'm telling
experience, a wonderful memory I'll never have. But Maybe one day.
Here you go, Wes. Read that one off.
What was your childhood home like?
Good job, Wes. The folks who don't, they can't see this. There's a great grin on his face, too.
We should be doing video.
We should.
video,
I
yeah.
feel so jolly right now.
What was the question again?
Okay, Wes, what was your childhood home like?
What was mine like?
Yes.
It wasn't too bad. When you're younger, you think I guess you've repressed some of the worst part of it, but it was pretty fun. Like my sister moved out when I was like I said, like I don't know, 7 to 10, so it kind of changed, but it was typical.
We had a 3-bedroom with what eventually would be 5 kids.
Wow.
And we got one was the baby room, so the other 4 slept in bunk beds. And even though tight fit and everything, I always found it cozy because everyone had a little spot to lay their head. And even though the house wasn't, it was big as a kid, but I actually got to go see it years later. Someone my mom knew had bought the house years ago, and so I went and saw it then. And then walked through the house. She let me walk through the house, and I was like, wow, looks a lot smaller. Well, no, I'm bigger.
Yeah.
I used to think we had the biggest den in the world, and it's not even the size of this room, I don't think. And
It was
I
a
just
huge
shocked.
room, though.
I was shocked. Well, just because it had high ceilings and everything, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that
Yeah,
high.
right.
But I thought they just reached, 2 stories.
Yeah.
I would have told you back in the day.
Yeah,
But it
you're
wasn't. I'm like,
5
wow.
foot shorter, too.
This is, I know, but it was amazing. So I always found it cozy.
That's awesome. Man, wonderful. Sounds like a magical experience. Mine was a little different. It was cozy to a certain point. Yeah, we had a little change in direction, and such as a little restaffing took place, and so that changed the dynamic. It was a little it was a little forced after that. It was a little gloomy. A little gloomy.
How many interviews did you guys have after everything went live on CareerBuilder.com?
Holy crow. I feel awful about laughing. I can't stop. I'm so sorry. Did you have any pets as a kid?
I did.
We're only halfway through.
Hey, this is a good story. Well, it is. Full disclosure, it does.
This is a good story. Oh, wait. No, he died the next year.
Well, it's
Right after Mom
so
left.
I kind of don't want to tell the whole thing, but one of my
My pet died of a broken heart.
no.
No.
Are you reading my stories or so? You reading my diary, man? What's going on? You're reading my mail here, dude. So I had a cat. His name was Panther. And my last Christmas as a family.
What color was the cat?
Black, jet black.
So you had Black Panther
Yes, before I even knew.
before it was even cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Ben setting the trend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, my last memory of my last Christmas as a family, I was singing Silent Night to my cat Panther, who shortly after my mom, when she head on out down the road, he actually did die, I believe, of a broken heart, because he was around for like another 6 months and then he passed away. It was a rough time, man, coming off the heels of a hot Christmas. He's into pretty much more of an ice age right after. It was pretty rough. That's a true story.
I believe you. I don't
terrible.
doubt you at all.
It was pretty terrible.
I think this.
I remember singing Silent Night to my cat. That was the last time. One of the last memories I have with my cat. The last Christmas memory I have when I was happy. Until Gabby came around, of course. This changed. Gabby?
I didn't have any pets. You go.
We had dogs when I was younger. Nothing as sad as Brandon's situation, though. They lived to be pretty old, and we had a cat named Squeaky that lived to be pretty normal life.
Oh, it sounds amazing, man. It sounds amazing.
Okay, Wesley. Next question.
Man, these are fun. I like how I'm getting to kind of go back and relive some of this stuff I thought I'd put back and probably pushed down so far I couldn't recall it.
Everything I put on the shelf is not there.
Till I put a box over the picture, something else comes up.
Read it.
Let me read it. You said read it. Read it. I can't read it. I can't read it.
Is this better than you thought it would be? This podcast sucks. Because we're laughing all the way.
Well, some of us
I am
definitely
seriously
are.
hurting right
I
now.
know. I've been,
Okay,
me
I'm
too.
so sorry.
Mine's like crying though. It's a little different. It's just the crying. I think it's getting me. That's weird.
I feel so bad about the cat in Silent Night.
Thank you. Isn't that
Whoa,
terrible, bro?
That is a sad story.
303 East Ironwood. That's where I was sleeping. Never forget it, man. Worst day. Worst terrible. It was a rough Christmas.
If I ever hear Silent Night, I'm gonna think this terrible story.
Oh, bro.
I'm so sorry.
It was a rough time.
Oh man, this is terrible.
I remember that like it just happened. It is fairly familiar to the story.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Oh, man. Oh, this feels like this may be a good one.
I can't. Hold on. Did you have any members of your extended family that you were close to?
Yeah.
Besides the cat.
Yep, I did.
Who's that?
So I have, and my doctor actually gave this name to her. It's my aunt mom, and family friend. And then when my mom rolled out, she eventually came into place, and then that's how that became the aunt mom thing. So, now it's confusing because she's not truly my aunt. As far as my dad he has a half sister, but she lives in Mangum, and it's not her, not this one. And well, he's got three half sisters. I forgot. He comes from a split family with another split on that one.
Wes, any members of your extended family you're close to? You were close to as a kid.
So I guess what I'm saying is, no kidding.
I think my mom's dad, my grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, you know that
Whoa.
I was thinking
I
about
misheard
cousin.
that. I
But
misheard that.
no. That's extended, right?
I thought it was outside of your extended, meaning not your extended. It's a tricky question, man.
But I mean, if we're going, since he'll do that, I'll do cousin. I had one cousin
talk about
I
my
really
cousins.
enjoyed as a kid growing up, and the rest of
mine
them I
did,
didn't. But I mean, I do now. I love all my cousins, but he was my favorite, and he was closest to my age
Yeah. Nice.
back in the day.
Mine that I was really close
All right.
to, he's got, well, anyway. Yeah, anyway, so that sounds good, man. That's
All right.
cool. Another wonderful
I
experience.
thought you were gonna say your dad's dad.
You're coming back for Christmas and singing Silent Night. That's for
Hey,
sure.
you have that queued up, man.
All right.
Look, it's a good time.
All right, where did you go to elementary school? There you go.
Linwell Elementary here in West Monroe,
There you go.
and
Is that
right
private?
right outside city limits. It's a different part of town.
All right, Brandon.
Started out Drew School as a Drew Bobcat. Then I went to George Welch.
I went to Covenant Christian in Forest, Mississippi. It doesn't exist anymore. In fact, it's last year. I'd already what's right before is sixth grade right before high school, right?
Six,
Before junior
that's
high.
middle school kind of what they call it. 6.
I can't remember, but there was
7th and 8th is what we had here.
they weren't gonna they said we'll start because it was only grade school, but they were gonna do the wait no you're right because it goes
Now it's
12th
6th, 7th,
grade.
8th. Yeah.
12th, 11th, 10th, 9th. So 9th is when it would start.
Yeah.
So they said we'll go to the 7th grade if you want to, but we need to have because they lost a lot of students after the 6th grade. People would go to the high school across the street, and we didn't have enough to make it. It was just me and one other girl, and so I said no, we're done because a lot of the kids from that class had left. And so they closed. They stopped. They capped it at 6th grade. Is where they were gonna, K through 6 was what they were doing, and but so, and then they folded the next year after that.
Man, mainly
I don't know what happened, but
Largely
they just-
due to attendance. It sounds like the
All right.
enrollment.
You can read the next one.
I have a kindergarten story.
What's the happiest memory from your childhood?
Please.
3, 2, action.
Y'all, one of y'all go first. I got to think of one.
Happiest memory. It has to be something that's not very big today. But we had a can drive for food, and you got to be king or queen of the cans.
King?
And I wanted to be king of the cans so
Nice.
bad. And I did. I collected the most canned foods and got to wear the little plastic, I'm sure it was a plastic crown. But I thought I was just so cool. And the queen, she had some nice cans too. All right?
Anytime Christmas, when I was little, and I could go to
The food cans. What were you laughing? Nice.
No, food cans.
Okay.
where they had the little train at Montgomery Ward, and it was like that was always fun.
What was the train at Montgomery Ward?
Yeah, it was out in the mall, like this little bitty train that you
Oh.
could ride around in, and it was always
I didn't
like
know they had that.
would go around like Santa and all. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Shut
I remember.
up. That's awesome.
I'm just shocked you could ride it.
That's awesome.
I didn't know. I didn't know if you were allowed to go to places like that when you were little.
What about
man,
you?
yeah. Had a couple pop up. I forgot them now. You said that about the Montgomery Ward riding the train. We used to always go and get the name from the angel tree, do the donation thing. I really enjoyed that. Man, but that's not really what I was going to say. I just came up with that on the accident. You said something that sparked it, then you ruined it with your feel good story. So
I ruined it.
I don't really
ruined it. The story about your favorite childhood
man, I have more
memory.
like okay.
Please
okay,
tell me.
I'll
I
tell
thought
you.
it was going to be
I'll tell
singing
you.
your cat Silent Night.
No, I got it. Here it is. I got it. But I do. So spoiler alert. I kind of get hosed in the end. So and such is life. Apparently,
Who knew?
Specifically mine all the time. Always happens to me. It's one of them things, man. Yeah, I can't believe this. But we were doing a fundraiser at school. We sold whoever sold the most tickets got this boom box, and this was a boom box that was like had the lights that would chase up and down. I mean, it was big time, man, and it had double cassette. It was legit.
Yeah, keep talking.
So man, I got down to it. I saw the most tickets, but somebody else came in at the last minute and after the fact turned into their tickets, and then they got the boom box, took it from me right from under my hands. So I missed out on it.
Yep.
It was a rough time.
There you go. That's good.
But it was cool that I sold a lot of tickts, I guess. I don't
You
know,
did.
man.
Oh, that's awesome. See, well, we had the same kind of memory because I collected the most food cans.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't a king, though.
What are no?
More like a joker. Jester. Punching bag.
Wow. What are your most memorable moments in elementary school?
Ooh, I got it. I got
Go.
one right off the top. Graduating in 6th grade, my mom and dad sat on totally separate sides of the gym, and I had to take a flower to one or the other, but it had to be your closest parent, which happened to be my dad. Got the flower.
Wait, so you gave the rose to your dad,
And not my mom.
like in The Bachelor?
I never told you that story either.
I have one rose.
Yeah,
This is a very hard decision.
And went to my
I'm
daddy.
glad you're both here.
I got it to my
sitting on
daddy.
opposite ends of the gym.
My daddy got it. Yep, sure enough. Yeah.
And you turn to your mom. That's for the cat.
Man, I felt like, I don't know. Go ahead, man. What's yours?
This is his happiest moment right now.
I don't think I have smiled this much
I mean, I
since
feel,
I was 10 years old. I don't even remember what the question was.
Something about a memory or something.
It was what's your favorite Bachelor moment? No, I'm kidding. What was your most memorable moment from elementary school?
That was my most memorable.
I
Because
got pushed off the merry-go-round by a girl, and there was a rock.
What was the girl's name? You know her name.
yeah,
I cannot remember her name.
unbelievable.
All right.
And busted my knee up, and this other like 4th grade kid like picked me up and like carried me to the office. My parents had to come get me, and I had to go get stitches.
God,
Pushed off the playground, off the merry-go-round. You had to get stitches.
Yeah.
You're soft, man.
Were there sharp tacks around
There was a giant rock in the.
Oh, okay. I saw
Giant
this.
rock. I bet it was.
Not just a little pebble.
It was as big. Wes was as big as your head. No, ma'am.
Poor you had stitches and a rock.
How's
I
my
bet your
hair?
mom kissed it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about that. Mine wasn't around for Bobos. But she is now, so it's a feel-good story. You okay? You need your inhaler?
This is gonna be the best day of my life. Okay,
My face hurts. I'm smiling so
dude,
much.
my sides are hurting right
Hey,
now.
let me
I'm
ask you
serious.
a
It hurts to
question.
breathe right now.
I'm going to ask you a question. Not on the cards. This is just a question I have. What,
Go.
from your childhood, what is the most memorable country song that comes to mind
I
instantly?
didn't listen to country back in the day.
Okay, give me the most whatever song pops in your head.
Well, as a kid,
Like 10 to 12 range, specifically, if you can get there.
no. I know what it is. It's
Can't be Ice Ice Baby.
No. It's earlier than that.
I think Willie Nelson, Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up
Bum
to Be
bum
Cowboys.
bum 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 bum. What's that song?
Mission Impossible.
No.
James
dun,
Bond.
Dun.
Yeah,
Hold
Mission
on.
Impossible.
No. It was I gotta sing.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Gotta know what roll with the punches and get to what's real. What's that?
I'm sure is that. I don't know, but I like what I'm hearing. Roll with
Might
it.
as well jump. Might as well jump.
Oh.
Might as well jump. Because
Yeah.
the Jackson Mets, the AA team, would come out to that music and you'd hear it go, bum, bum, bum.
I
'Cause
thought
it's a-
he said-
and now for your Jackson Mets.
I did. He didn't have any.
That was as a kid.
Hey, listen
right?
to
You said for a
country.
kid, 10, 12. No, I didn't listen to country.
He
so I
listens
had
to
to
country,
change it.
man. He'll know about real soul music like we do.
Most memorable. I'll give a memorable moment, then we'll wrap it up here.
I want you to hear what my favorite, my memory song is from my childhood.
Please go ahead.
Vince Gill, and guess what the name of the song is?
I'm sorry we didn't give you a chance to talk.
Nobody
to the podcast much.
answered when I called her name. That's what I heard on repeat all day long, dog. For years. The note on the table told me. Good. That's what he got, by the way. A note and a key and a water hose. How terrible is that?
Okay, I'm changing mine. My most
All
memorable
right.
moment from elementary school was when my mom picked me up from school. All right, folks, thank you very much. Thanks for being on. We'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.